Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 3 of the Inside Scoop. I'm your host, Cooper, and I am so excited to get into the episode today. If you've watched the first 2 episodes, you'll know that they were a little bit more serious, but I'm so excited because today we're going to be talking about a little bit less serious of a topic. We're just going to have fun with it. I'm going to share some opinions. And if you guys have anything that you'd like to add, you think I missed, please put in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But I'm so excited. Throughout the week, I have been thinking about the top 10 things in the world. Just in general, it can be activities, just feelings, whatever it is. I've been thinking, what do I think are the best things in the entire world? And I wrote them down and I'm going to talk about them. And I'm going to dive deeper into each of these and explain why I believe that these are the best things in the world. And if you guys have other opinions, if you disagree, let me know. I want to hear all the opinions on it, but I'm super excited and I'm just excited to get right into it. But before I do, I wanted to let you guys know that I will be posting every Saturday from now on. So a new episode is coming every Saturday. I think it's important to have good schedule so that you guys know when the episodes will be coming out. So yeah, I'm super excited to have a set schedule for that, and I think I'll do probably Saturday at 10 p.m. I think that's how they're gonna go, and I'd love for you guys to watch them on your way to school or work, or if you're just bored. I just want to be able to start your day off the right way and just let you guys have fun time listening. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm gonna get right into it. And these are not in order, by the way. Some of these things I don't think can be compared to each other. I think they're just top 10, but I don't actually know the order of what I would put in these. So just keep that in mind. These are just random order. Oh, for my first one that I wrote down, naps. Now, if you know me, you know I am obsessed with napping. I think that napping is one of the best things ever created, ever. I am known for napping anywhere. I can sleep anywhere for any amount of time and I will be able to go to sleep that night. It will never stop me from being able to sleep. It just won't. And for the people who struggle with that and who can't take naps without going to sleep that night, I am deeply sorry for you because it's one of the best feelings. And I just find true joy in taking a nap and not having to set an alarm, not having to think about anything. I just go to sleep and I wake up and I just feel I'm just so refreshed. I just love it. And I think they just are like a midday pick me up for me. And honestly, sometimes it's not even midday. I'm actually also known for taking naps in my car before school even starts. I will literally wake up, get ready for school, go to school, arrive at school about 30, 45 minutes early, take a nap in the car before I have to go into school. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I can do it. I could literally sleep for 5 minutes. It's a gift. I've been given the gift to be able to sleep anywhere for any amount of time, and I love it. I'm obsessed with naps. If you disagree, then your life is probably just miserable, honestly. Napping is just truly, truly top 10, 100%. So the next one I have is having a good outfit and or good makeup going, because I think that there's something about just dressing up or trying hard to look good and then you just feel so confident in yourself. And I think that feeling is unmatched. You take a shower, you're getting ready, you do all of your makeup, and bonus points if it's with your friends. If you're with your friends, you're talking as you're doing your makeup, you're all looking good, you're getting ready to take pictures, you're excited, and you just look in the mirror and you're like, wow, this is it. And it's an amazing feeling. And if you have the right outfit to match the makeup look that you got going on, whatever, it's even better because then it's like, oh yeah, let's take pictures. Let's go out to a nice restaurant because I look like this. And it's just like the ultimate confidence boost because you don't always look like that. Sometimes you go around looking like you just woke up, you know? And in my case, I did often just wake up because I take many naps. But then every once in a while, when you get all dolled up, you're wearing your new outfit, you've got your makeup on, you tried a new product, new lip combo, whatever it is, and you just come out feeling like a brand new woman. It is truly amazing, and I love that feeling. And anyone who has not experienced that feeling, I am wishing for you to experience it because it's amazing. And it's definitely a confidence booster. So, yeah, honestly, there's not much else to say. Actually, there is more to say because with the outfit, it just wraps it all together when you have good jewelry to go with it. I have been a jewelry fan since day one. If you look at pictures of me as a kid, I rock in the rings. I wore rings even when I was like 6 years old. And I used to be a silver girl. I've changed to gold now. But I still just love jewelry. I wear jewelry at all times, pretty much, unless I'm running, because I don't want my jewelry to like tarnish or whatever. But I love bracelets, I love anklets, rings, all of those things, and I think they just wrap together outfits perfectly. And an outfit is just elevated with jewelry. And again, the confidence thing. Your confidence is automatically way higher when you're wearing jewelry. Tell me I'm wrong, but actually don't tell me I'm wrong because I'm right. Anyways, moving on, I have finding a good hobby. I am obsessed with hobbies. I like to do so many hobbies. I find that I just feel like I want to do everything. I see someone do something and I want to do it. So then I start it. But then I have like 20 hobbies going at once, but I'm obsessed with all of them. So then it's like, and over the years, I've had so many hobbies. And my first ever hobby, this might be a little bit weird, but I used to do magic and I'm kind of getting a little bit back into it because it actually is really fun, but literally just doing magic tricks. I would spend my whole life literally just watching YouTube videos on how to do magic tricks with coins, pens, cards, anything, anything. I wanted to be able to do magic with anything, and that was like a deeply rooted hobby. I would do it every day of my life. I spent all of my money from when I was younger just like trying to buy these magic tricks that famous magicians like invented or something. It was very intense and I took it very seriously. And I actually used to perform at my dad's office for money. So I've been a businesswoman since day one. So yeah, but now I have not given up on hobbies. I'm still very much involved. Right now, I love to make things with clay, which I believe I talked about in my first episode, but I make these little clay magnets and they're just so cute. Like, I just make them in the shape of little food. I've done probably about like 25 or more, honestly. I made an ice cream sandwich, goldfish, Cheez-Its, cosmic brownies, Hostess cupcakes, like, and I put them on the fridge. So our fridge is just like covered in all these little mini magnets. But I think that is so fun. And it's so hands-on. So it's like, I admire the details of it. I think it's so cool to have something that's so small, but so detailed at the same time. And I love that. Another one is the watercoloring. I love it. I think painting in general is so cool, and especially if you're really good at painting, that's a great talent to have. Yeah, it's so cool to be able to paint or draw as well. I'm not a great drawer, but I do enjoy watercolor painting, and I do a lot of watercolor flowers. I just love that. And I've also been getting really into welding this year. at my school, I'm actually in a welding class, and I found that I literally love it. I am obsessed with welding. It's my favorite class, and I think that a lot of people, when they think of welding, they think it's for guys. They think only guys can do it, and like girls can't do it, but no. If you are good at doing art, being hands-on with things, then you will probably be good at welding. Welding has a lot to do with being hands-on, being able to do straight lines. And yeah, I found it's just so fun for me. I've created a few projects over this year, and I'm actually going into welding next year as well. And I would not do it as a job or like a career in the future, but I do find it so fun to do as just a hobby, and I love it. I'm also getting into face painting. It's much harder than you would think to face paint, and if you've never tried face painting, then you aren't gonna understand this probably, but it is so much harder than just regular painting, honestly. But I'm trying to learn how to do it so that I can do face painting at like events, because yeah, it's just a little side quest that I'm trying to go on, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine, but if it does, then I've got a little side gig. But yeah, and then my final hobby for right now that I want to get into is pottery. I went to a class in Arkansas, and it just seems so fun to me to do pottery, and I really want to get into it. And I can just see myself just going in my garage when I'm an old lady and just spinning some clay, making pots and bowls and plates and giving them to all my friends. So yeah, I'm very interested in learning to be a potter. And yeah, I love hobbies. I think that they're so good for the soul, because it's like we have so much going on. Like as humans, we just are always doing something, but hobbies slow down the brain, and it allows you to just focus on one thing and have fun with it. Hobbies are meant to be fun, and I find that those things I do have so much fun on. And shout out to my sister, my older sister. She has been getting into needle pointing recently. If you don't know what needle pointing is, search it up, because I honestly don't know much about it, but it's kind of like what does it say? Cross stitching? I don't know. I don't know the names very well, but it's similar to that. But she creates these images with needle pointing, and it's just a really cool hobby that she has. And she's trying to show me the hobby. But yeah, and apparently there's like a whole needle pointing community. So if you're a part of that, congrats, I'm happy for you. And maybe one day I'll be joining. Yeah, so shout out to her. She's great, and she's done some really cool needle pointing projects, and I think she has more in mind. So yeah. The next one, number 4 that I have, is just getting to sleep in as long as you'd like. I think with school especially, or if you have a job, you don't often get to just sleep in, because you're always having to wake up. Like school starts at 8. Your work probably starts at 8 or 9, or you have work after school, something. But there is just something so magical about sleeping in and not having to set an alarm. You don't have to wake up at a specific time to make it somewhere. No, you can just sleep in. And it is fantastic. It's a fantastic feeling, and you wake up just feeling so refreshed, because it's like you weren't interrupted. Your sleep wasn't interrupted by an alarm. That is just amazing. I love that feeling, because I find that a lot of times I am like tired halfway through the day, because I'm like, I just didn't get enough sleep. But it's so hard to get enough sleep because school starts so early, or if you have work, then your work starts so early and it takes up so much time, and then it's like you want to have time for yourself at the end of the day, so you don't go to sleep until later. But then you find yourself tired because you don't get enough sleep. But it's like those days, Saturdays specifically for me, I get to sleep in, and it's so magical. I'm like, wow, I feel revived. And this is kind of along the same lines as, I didn't make this a separate point because I think it's very similar to that, but just realizing that you have a lot of time left to sleep. Like, imagine you're sleeping and then you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like you're going to check the clock because you don't know what time it is, and you're worried because you're like, oh my gosh, like I probably have to get up in 10 minutes to go get ready for school or work. But no, you have hours left to sleep. That is, oh my goodness, that feeling is so amazing. It's like, wow, I don't have to get up right now. I can just go back to sleep and stay in my bed. That is so amazing. And this was a little bit extreme on my part. And you do have every right to bully me if you know me, because this is insane. But I used to actually set an alarm for 2 a.m. well, obviously in the morning, a.m., just so that I could wake up to the alarm, realize what time it is, and then go back to sleep until I had to wake up for school. Now, I do not recommend doing that at all because that is completely insane. And I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. And honestly, I did enjoy it whenever I was doing it, but that's crazy. Don't do that because it will disrupt your sleep every night and it's not good. But yes, so I used to do that. Younger me was a little bit wild. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend that, but it was an interesting time in my life, and I do still enjoy that feeling of waking up and realizing that I don't have to get up right then and there. I can sleep in or sleep for longer, for hours longer. Um, Absolutely amazing feeling. Number 5, I have good handwriting days. And obviously, if you write with a pencil a lot, everyone knows that there's a part of the pencil that just hits the spot and it makes your handwriting look so amazing, but it's like a very specific spot. But those days when my handwriting is just on point, I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I want to do my work. I want to get my work done just so that I can look at my handwriting. And yeah, and it happens, I'd say probably about once a week for me. Once a week, I'd say my handwriting is on point. You enter flow state, genuinely. It's like you just have the desire to do more work and the motivation to do more work because you're like, wow, like look at me go, look at this handwriting. It's amazing. And so you do more work and you get so much more done, and it's just a great feeling overall. Okay, so yeah, just good handwriting days, period. Just they're top 10. Top 10 feelings. And for number 6, I have hanging out with good friends. And I put in parentheses, funny friends specifically. Like friends who you can just laugh all day with are just friends you want to keep around. Friends who make you just feel like you are a part of something and they don't judge you for who you are. They don't make you feel left out. They make you laugh and smile and just feel so good. That is an amazing feeling, and I think it's so important to find those good have some very good friends in my life, and also my family as well makes me feel just on cloud 9 when I talk to them, and I think that's so important to have people like that in your life who it's just refreshing to be around them because sweet friendships refresh the soul. Shout out to the Bible for that quote. But it's true. When you have good friendships in your life, it's just so refreshing. It's so nice to have people in your corner cheering you on, making you feel like you're a part of something, and making you laugh even when you don't want to laugh. And it's just amazing. And I think it's a special feeling when you hang out with a friend and it's like in the moment you're just realizing and you're taking it all in how good of a friendship you have with that person or just how good of a person they are in general. That is such a special feeling, and I think that just brings friends so much closer because it's like you both have a mutual understanding that you guys support each other, and it's a beautiful thing. I think friendship is one of the most beautiful things ever, and it's so important. Like I said in the last episode, community in general is so important. But I think when you hang out with people who just fuel you, it heals your soul in a way. Like, everyone's been broken, everyone's had people who have hurt them, but when you hang out with the right people, it's like a piece of your heart is being put back together. And it's just amazing and so important. So, number 7, I have hugging. Period. I just think that hugging is one of those things that is so powerful because sometimes when you don't have the words to say, you can just hug someone and they understand. And it's just so healing, I think, especially after a long day, is when hugs really hit. When you just had a long day, you just don't even want to talk about it. You don't want to explain what you're going through. But then someone looks at you and they just hug you because they can see. They can see that you had a bad day. They can see that you're not doing well. I think that is so, so powerful. And it's like, I think there's something about just wrapping your arms around someone and just embracing them that is so wholesome as well. It's just like, this person cares about what I'm going through, and this too shall pass. This bad day that I had, it'll pass, and this person is there for me along the way. I think that's so incredibly amazing and beautiful. I think that I'm not a super touchy person. I just don't. That's not my love language, but I do enjoy a good hug, and I especially enjoy it with the people who I just truly love so much and adore. My dad gives amazing hugs, and they just truly heal my soul. And I think hugs just speak a language that we can't put into words sometimes. It's just such a good feeling, and it makes you just feel so loved and cared for. And honestly, just like stable. When you're in someone else's arms, it's like you aren't carrying yourself anymore. You guys are holding each other up, and just a great feeling. I love hugs. I think they're so special. So, yeah. Number 8, I have just entering flow state at school. And I'm not talking about handwriting at this point. I'm talking about when you walk into math class and you're in a really hard class. You don't like math class. But then it clicks. Your brain, you start to understand it, and you start genuinely just entering flow state, and you just know how to do it. You know how to do it all. You're just absolutely killing all of these problems. You're finishing your homework, you're finishing the assignment. If your teacher calls on you, you actually know the answer. That is one of the best feelings in the world because it just gives you such a confidence boost of like, hey, I'm actually smart. I actually know what to do. And I think a lot of times it's felt the most in math because math can be very confusing for a lot of people. But you cannot deny that on days where you understand math, it's fun. Math is fun. Sue me for saying it. Math is fun. I am in AP Calculus right now, and it's a very hard class. I'll just say that. But I do find it to actually be fun. I enjoy it because when it clicks, it clicks. Like, when you understand how to do it, it's genuinely just so fun. And I might sound like a bit of a nerd for saying that, but I really do just enjoy math, and I enjoy even more on the days where I actually understand. And I'm locked in, and I'm understanding what's going on. It's just a great feeling, but it can also happen in other subjects, like if you don't understand something, but then you all of a sudden understand it, or you're writing an essay and all of a sudden your brain is just connecting the dots, thinking of these big vocab words that you're going to use in your essay, and it all makes sense, and it sounds so professional. Like, things like that are just so amazing. They give you such a confidence boost, and you just feel like you can just do anything at that point. And I will say I'm not the biggest fan of school in general. I just think I don't like school, but it makes it a little bit better on those days where it's clicking because I feel like I have a purpose and I know how to do it, and I'm not there at school for no reason. So, and number 9, I just put encouraging text or words, either one, but just like having encouragement is so important because I think, especially as someone who overthinks things a lot, it can be really easy to get down on myself and kind of just feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm so bad at everything. I don't know what I'm doing right now, like what's going on, and just really getting down on myself. But I think people, especially who are just so encouraging and are just lights in your life, it just feels so good to be encouraged. Even when maybe you didn't do anything, maybe just encouraging for no reason, just saying, hey, I'm proud of you. And I think that's something that my dad does very, very well. My dad, he's a special guy. Every morning he texts me and he just says, "Good morning, I hope you have a great day. I'm so proud of you." And he just reminds me every day how proud he is of me, and he just encourages me every day of my life and pushes me to be the best version of myself. And I think that I would not be the person I am today without that encouragement, without someone believing in me that I can be whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. I am loved and seen and supported. I think that's so important. And I think that has helped me be that support for my friends and family as well, because he's been such a good example for me. So then I can go pass that on to other people. I think my older sister is all incredibly good at that. I think she tells me all the time just how much she loves me, and she just makes me feel very comforted a lot. And it's just so important. I say it again and again, but I just really don't want this to lose its importance. Like, it is so important to have encouraging people around you, people who build you up, people who make you feel like you can conquer the world, people who make you feel like you have a purpose and they're supporting you and they're with you along the way. That's so important. And I'm just so incredibly thankful to have those people in my life. And if you don't have those people, I encourage you to become that person. Become that person for yourself, but also become that person for other people. If you can learn to encourage yourself and see the good in yourself, then you'll be able to see the good in others and be able to encourage in that way to others as well. And it does not go unnoticed. People will notice when you are encouraging and kind and just supportive of them, and they appreciate it. So if you are desiring someone like that in your life, be that. Be that for someone else, and you'll find people who will be that for you as well. Because oftentimes it's a mutual encouragement. So then both sides of the relationship are pushing each other. And those are the best relationships or friendships that push each other towards their best selves. And that's incredibly impactful. And lastly, I have going to church and hearing exactly what you needed. And this happens way more often than you would think, honestly. Like, if I'm going through something at my house, I will go to church that Sunday and it's literally word for word exactly what I'm going through. And it is just honestly an insane feeling because it's like, I feel like I'm like, God is listening. Like, He knows and He's helping me. Like, He sent this message for me. And that is just, it's so encouraging when you go to church and it's just what you need. And it hits so hard and it just touches your heart, honestly. And it's so important. And I think that is one of the great parts about church. It's like it always manages to touch you in the right way. Like whatever message you're needing, church is always going to deliver. God is always going to deliver. And I sometimes I even doubt that myself. I think I go through, as everyone does, like times where I'm just doubting. I'm like, why is God not showing up in my life? Why do I feel like He's not answering my prayers? But then it's like I look around and there's so many answered prayers around me. There's so much good. And then I go to church and it's exactly what I need to hear. And it's just like, God is listening. He is answering prayers. He sees you and He sees me. And that is so important to remember. And I forget that. And if I forget it, then I'm sure you forget it as well. Like, it's hard to kind of remember how blessed we are a lot of times, but when we take a step back and kind of just see where we are and just look around at all we have, I think we'll see a lot more of like how blessed we are and how many prayers have been answered. Because, I mean, looking at my life now, I I have such a beautiful family. I have an amazing stepmom. I have so much support. I'm about to be done with my junior year. I have an amazing job. Like, there are so many blessings, blessings upon blessings in my life. And I take that for granted a lot of times. But it's like, I need to look around more and realize exactly what I have. And that's just one of the best feelings, is just knowing and feeling the presence of God around you and going to church and hearing exactly what I need. And it's just powerful. God is working even when we don't see it. And my dad had to remind me of that today. It's something that you need to remind yourself of daily, because it's easy to forget. It's easy to lose sight of everything that you have and that I have. But yeah, it's an amazing feeling to feel the presence of God and just see Him moving. And it honestly makes me emotional a lot of times, just seeing how truly blessed I am. Talking about blessings, I wanted to just kind of thank some of the people who have been watching my podcast, because I've gotten so many encouraging messages from my friends and family just telling me that they're supporting me and they're watching my podcast and they're listening to it. And it's truly a blessing to have you guys in my life. It's a blessing to have these words of encouragement, just pushing me to keep being myself and keep doing exactly what I'm doing. It means so, so much to me, and I will keep doing it. And I love to make these episodes, and I love to talk about how I'm feeling, and I love to help other people who are maybe feeling the same way. I just feel so blessed that I've had so much support, and especially the past week, I've had probably around 10 people, different people text me, just encouraging me in this journey to starting a podcast and growing a following, things like that. And it just means so much to me. And I thank you all for watching. So incredibly excited to be able to continue posting these episodes and talking about who I am and who I want to be, and just growing together. I have had a great time, and I'm going to continue to just keep doing this. And like I said, I'm going to be posting every Saturday from now on. I think that I'm going to do every Saturday at 10 p.m. or maybe 10:30. It just depends. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely Saturdays. And I'm just so excited. And that is the scoop. That's the scoop on my list of top 10 best things in the world. Make sure that if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow and comment if you have anything to add, and stay tuned for future content. I'm so excited, and I'll see you guys in the next one.